Hello, 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 my brothers and sisters. How you doing? Come on in, come on in. It is dinner time with your brother Tony. Come on in, come on in. We got some good soul food this evening, and I hope that you are empty, and I hope that you're ready to get filled up with this good soul food this evening. I have a good topic to talk to you all about tonight. And if there's anything that you would like to talk about, my brother and sister, by all means, I want you to be able to share because it's family time and we are going to talk tonight. So come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. I see Sister Flo is at the dinner table. I see Sister Cynthia is at the dinner table. Come on in, the rest of you brothers and sisters. Come on in. Come on in. I got some of you brothers and sisters that you are looking at me from the book, and some of you are looking at me from the tube. So sometime when I call out names, my brother and sister doing tonight's dinner table, those of you that are on the book, you will see only your name. And then those of you that are on the tube, you will see your name. So don't just think I'm just pulling out people's name. I just want to tell you I'm talking on two different platforms tonight. So come on in, brothers. Come on in, sister. How you doing, Sister Rose Gold? How you doing, Sister Kendra? Cynthia again. And Sister Flo, come on in. Come on in. Your brother Tony got some good food for you this evening. How you doing, cousin Barbara? Your brother Tony got some good soul food tonight, my brother and sister. And I know you're going to enjoy this meal tonight. For those of you, this might be your first time coming to sit down with the brothers and sisters. If this your first time coming to dinner with us, by all means, I want you to think of yourself as being family. Okay, I don't want you to think that you're a stranger, feel like you're a stranger. I want you to feel like you're part of the family. How you doing, Sister Parker? Welcome to the dinner table. We got that good soul food tonight. Those of you, if this is your first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. How you doing, health mind counselor? I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship basically from a biblical point of view. When I say a biblical point of view, I'm talking about when you look in the book of Genesis, God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, God represented the woman to Eve. And in the presence of God, the man Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call her woman because she came from man. Now, if you're at the dinner table, my brother and sister, and you don't believe in that type of relationship, I encourage you to sit here and still enjoy the meal because maybe you would like some of what you hear tonight, okay? Now, we're about to shortly get into our broadcast. How you doing, Sister Marie? Now, some of you brothers and some of you sisters, when I say some of you brothers and some of you sisters, always keep in mind, I'm talking to Christian brothers and sisters, okay? It's not only a black thing, a white thing, a Hispanic thing. If you are following Christ, my brother and sister, I'm talking directly to you, okay? So, how you doing, my little sister Renee? Come on into the dinner, okay? Now, some of you brothers and sisters, you may have to look deeply into your mirror tonight. After we get finished talking at the dinner table, you may have to look deeply into the nearest mirror in your home, and you may have to make a hard, crucial, and hurtful decision to move on with your life because you are continuously having unproductive conflicts with the wrong person. Now, let's talk about it, my brothers and sisters. We're going to talk about this tonight at the dinner table. So are you all hungry? You ready? How you doing, Sister Shara E. Smith? Sister Shara is at the dinner table tonight. So you all ready? It's time for me to serve it up. How you doing, Sister Teresa? Welcome to the dinner table tonight. Now, tonight's topic, my brother, and tonight's topic, my sister, is moving forward from a bad relationship. I'm going to say it twice. Moving forward from a bad relationship. Moving forward from a bad relationship. How you doing, Sister Jane? How you doing, Sister Keisha? Those of you that are coming in, we got a big table tonight. Some of you going to hear me from the book. And some of you going to hear me from the tube, okay? That's Facebook and YouTube. You're going to hear me. So I got family members from different locations. So when I talk and call out names, those of you on the book, you might not see the ones on the tube, and those of you on the tube, you might not see those on the book, okay? So I want you all to know where I'm going to and who I'm talking to, okay? Now, again, those of you that come into the dinner table, go ahead and put that good bill or whatever around you, like you are at a 5-star restaurant. You know what I mean? So we about to talk. Some of you brothers and some of you sisters that I'm talking to tonight, check this out. Check this out. Realistically, some of you are in a relationship with someone that you know that do not love you. You brothers, you know it. How you doing, Sister Marsha? How you doing, Sister Brendan? Some of you brothers, Brother Brandon, sorry about that. Some of you brothers and sisters, you know it. You brother, you think it. And you sister, you feel it. In your mind, in your heart, you know it's time to move on. Some of you been dealing with this for months. Some of you been dealing with it for years. And when you're going to wake up, my brothers? When are you going to wake up, my sisters? Okay, let's go to God's word first. So we're going to give you comfort. Okay, God's word is going to push you on. Okay, now, as it is written in 1 Corinthians 6:14, that's 1 Corinthians 6:14. 1 Corinthians 6:14, it say, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what does righteousness have to do with unrighteousness? What do they have in common, my brothers and sisters? Or what does fellowship the light have with darkness? Another scripture that's in God's word is from Amos 3:3. That's Amos 3:3. Amos 3:3. How can two walk together unless they agree? How you doing, Sister Robertson? And then the third and final part from God's word is written in 1 Corinthians 14:33. 1 Corinthians 14:33. 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches. Now, question, you're going to hear me ask, I'm going to say this particular question 3 times. And when I get close to the end of it, you will understand what I'm talking about, okay? Now, question, who is living in your home with you and your mate? Who is living in your home with you and your mate? Now, number 1, unequally yoked. You brothers, when you approach this particular woman, you approached her because she looked good and she was fine, right? You ain't never seen a woman like this before, right? You seen a lot of beautiful women, but you never seen one quite like this. So what you did, brother, you thought based on how this woman looked and how she was shaped, you thought that she had some good stuff on the inside too, right? You see, you got deceived. You got bamboozled based on going by the appearance. So you got in a relationship with this woman, and you, on a subconscious level, brother, you don't understand that you'll actually wrap up in how that woman looked, but not about the content of her character. Brother Brandon said, it's hard, all the tears, memory, everything. It is like a part of me dying. She just moved on with another man, and that broke my heart. Last time she reached out to me, it was in March. Let me tell you this, brother, we're gonna address that shortly. As a matter of fact, we'll address it right now. Let me tell you something, brother. Sometimes we tend to put a man or woman on a pedestal, and we might not realize it, but sometimes we put a man and woman on a pedestal, and that's where the Lord actually is supposed to be. I'm guilty of it myself, brother. I'm guilty of it. I have in my past. I did not realize it, but I had put this woman on a pedestal when the Lord was supposed to be there. So what happened when I put this woman on a pedestal? What happened was I went through some changes. I went through some mental turmoil. I went through some emotional turmoil. I lost my appetite. I lost weight. I was in a complete daze. Some of my family members, they tried to talk to me to try to comfort me. Some of my friends, they talked to me trying to comfort me. But guess what I did not do? Guess what I failed to do, brother? I failed to go to the Lord and admit to the Lord that I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. So I had to go to the Lord, and I had to get my comfort from the Lord. And it took time. Like brother, it's gonna take you time. It's gonna take you time because you see, when your wife left to go with another man, she was exercising her free will. There was nothing you could do to stop it. She have a free will. As a matter of fact, my brother, as a matter of, and just listen to this, it's not all over. When I went through this personal thing myself, brother, let me tell you, when I went through, they called men hurt too, sister. I want you all to know, men hurt too. Men cry in the door. You sister, you would cry probably in front of anybody. But let me tell you, sister, a lot of time when men cry, how you doing, sister Alexis? Sometimes when men cry in the dog. You know why men cry in the dog? What do I mean by men cry in the dog? Men cry when no one is not around. Because if you're around a group of men, most of the time the men would say man up, because of how society is in the United States of America. It would say men don't cry. It would say man up. It would say get over that woman. That's what the world say, get over her. But I understand your pain, brother, because hey, somebody that walked out on me before, and I could not control it. And it's gonna take time. But guess what, brother? You going to make it. All you have to do, brother, and I'm gonna get to that shortly. All you have to do is go to God, talk to God, and in time, God is gonna ease that pain. And when God ease that pain, one day you're gonna realize I'm not thinking about her no more. I don't have the feeling that I want to call her. I don't want to text her. You're going to get on with your life, brothers. But let me tell you this, brother, right now, what you're going through, this is my advice to you. Do not get into another relationship with no one at this time. The reason why I'm telling you that, brother, don't get in a relationship because you're hurting, brother. And you see, if you get in a relationship with another woman, more than likely that woman is going to be a band-aid, or that woman is going to be a bridge over troubled water. If you get in a relationship with a woman right now, that woman might grow in love with you, but your heart and your mind might not be in that with that woman. I'm going to tell you why I say that, because that's another mistake that I did, brother. When this young lady and I, when we parted, I went out with different women, and when I went out with different women, I was just trying to plug a hole. That's all I was doing. I was trying to cover a band-aid, but it didn't work. And I could go, and I went through the motion. And some of the people that listen to me now, they familiar with this story. It was like this one particular lady that I went out with, brother. When I went out with this one lady, brother, I went out and I went over to the lady's house, right? But you see, I was there with that lady, but my mind, as the OJ's sung this song, your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. So even though I was had took this other lady out in that other relationship, I still had a soul tie to this other young lady. So I was sitting in this lady's home, and she wanted me to feel comfortable. She even got how shall I say it? She dressed in a provocative or seductive way. She got in her bed and she wanted me, how you doing, Sister Angela? She got in the bed and she wanted me to come get in the bed with her. But I know what she why she wanted me to get in the bed with her, brother. But I didn't even want to do that because my mind and my heart was still with the woman that I had walked away from me. But it took time. And when it took time, brother, eventually God brought the woman in my life who was right for me. This time, brother, I allowed God to handpick the woman for me. Other than that, brother, your brother Tony, he was choosing the women himself without going to God. But this final time, I allowed God to do it. How you doing, sister? Or comment? Welcome to the dinner table. Okay, so let's move on. Unequally yoked. Brothers and sisters, some of you are in a relationship right now and you're unequally yoked with the person. The unequally yoked, brothers and sisters, it comes from within. Before you get to this outside stuff about what race this person is, what type of income this person got, what type of upraising this person had, it come down first. It's a spiritual matter, brothers and sisters. It's a spiritual matter. I'm going to touch on that a little into the show. But a lot of time, brothers, it is a spiritual matter. Sister, it is a spiritual matter. And we don't understand it, my brother and sister. It's just like this. The unequally yoked. Listen to this, and I have used it before, and I'm not the originator of it. It's just like, just picture this, my brother and sister. It's like if you're on a farm and you trying to plant, and you got this wood device, and you need to put it on 2 horses, or you need to put it on an oxen, right? Now, what does unequally? Say, for example, I have a horse and I have an ox, and I put this device on the horse and the ox. It's unequal because the horse is taller and faster. The ox is shorter and stronger. So the yoke gonna be just like this. It's unequal. So if I tell the horse and the mule to move, they're gonna move, but it's a possibility that the horse could get his neck broke because it's up here. And there's a possibility that the ox could get choked because it's down here. So I'm using that illustration, my brother and sister, to show you what it means by being unequally yoked. You're supposed to be able to have a lot of things in common. And those of you that are on the tube, let me tell you this, and I have used this before, and some of you that's on the book, you know what I mean by this. And this is what I say, my brothers and sisters, and I got to tell you this again. When it comes to a relationship, you have to have what is called forms, FORMS. Those are the 5 most important things when it comes to a relationship. And I'm about to break it down to you. And this is what it is. When it comes to a relationship, remember forms, FORMS. When you're talking to a woman, brother, sister, when you're talking to a man, you have to have this together. In the course of a conversation, they may not even know what you're talking about, right? So when you are in a relationship, this is an interview. Like I have already told you, brother and sister, when you are going out to meet someone, and I advise you on your first date, how you doing, Sister Ingrid? Well, on your first date, always go where you can talk. Don't go nowhere where no move is at, because you don't want to get distracted. And I advise you too, my brother and sister, try your best not to get in an isolated place. On the first date, don't just say, come over to my house or let's go to a room. Don't do that, because that could lead somewhere else. You don't want to do that right now. You want to get to be able to dialogue with that person, okay? And my thing is, if you're going to dialogue with someone, try to meet that person somewhere where it's neutral, where other people around. So that's helping you, brother. That's helping you, sister, especially if you're physically attracted to one another. Because you're physically attracted to one another, we know that there's a thing called temptations, okay? If there is temptation, that may lead you somewhere where you're not ready. Because like if you brother and you sister go to ours, you can't go back to Kansas no more. Once you go to ours, or if you like push some toothpaste out of a tube, you cannot put the toothpaste back into the tube. You understand, my brothers and sisters? You can't do it. So my thing is, when it comes to form, how you doing, Sister Parker? Sister Parker said, through experience, once you leave, don't go back. If you go back, then you will have to start the healing process all over. That's right, sister. What you're talking about, sister, you're talking about that soul tie. Because once you break and then you get back together, it's gonna regenerate, and you're gonna get tired of, and you're gonna have to go back through that mess again. You understand, my brother? So what do I mean by form? When you're talking to a man or a woman, brother or sister, on your first date or whatever, you need to discuss family. Discuss that person's family background so you can get a gauge on what that person think about family, okay? It needs to equal what you think about family, okay? Because remember, even though they come from a different background and stuff, this is important. You got to think about family. Talk about that person, because some people, they like being with family, and some people, they don't have no family because they might be the black sheep or whatever. You need to get with someone that love family, because brother and sister, if your intent is to be in a relationship, your intent should not be only to date. Your intent should be, from God's point of view, is to get engaged, and after you get engaged, you should move towards being married. That's God's position on a relationship. God's intent of a relationship, it was never girlfriend and boyfriend. That was never God's intent. It will never be God's intent. God want a man and woman not to play when it comes to a relationship. God want a man and a woman to always cross those 3 hurdles. And those 3 hurdles are what? Being serious, move to commitment, whereas you verbally commit, let that man and woman know what your intentions are. And after you commit, you move towards the covenant part. God wants you to do the covenant part. Some of you single brothers and sisters, let me tell you this. You don't supposed to have sex unless you are married. And I'm guilty. I had a whole bunch of fornication before I got married. So don't think that your brother is holier than thou, okay? I fornicated like some of you fornicate. Some of you fornicated this weekend. Some of you going to fornicate today. Some of you going to fornicate this weekend. But I'm guilty of it. So I want you all to understand that I did wrong. And when I did wrong, I paid for it. Like some of you going to pay for it if you do it the wrong way. So let's talk. Make sure your family is together first. That conversation about family. Then you move to occupation, okay? That O mean occupation. You need to be working. When I say working, it's 2 parts of it. You need to physically be working because those bills got to be paid. And let me stop right here. Some of you sisters, you come into the relationship, you look for a man to pay for everything. Some of you brothers, you ask a woman to come in and you say you don't have to pay for anything. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. Let's go back, way back to the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve was perfect, but God gave them dual responsibilities. God told Adam and Eve together to reproduce. God told Adam and Eve together to what? Dominate. So God had the man and woman to be equally responsible for the relationship. Everything was not going to be on Adam. Everything was not going to be all on Eve. But Eve was created, the Bible said the woman was created for the man. The woman was created to be the helpmeet in the relationship. So no woman should come into the relationship thinking she's just gonna file her nails all day and stay in the beauty salon and look at the stores and stuff. And some of you, you brother, you need to be able to work. The Bible said, and I'm paraphrasing this. It said, if a man doesn't work, what? He doesn't eat. So, brother, when it comes to a woman, you have to be able to provide for yourself and her. You need somewhere to stay. You need to be able to hold your own when it comes to a woman. You don't want a woman coming in taking care of you. I can understand if you were married and you got sick or something. I can understand that. But on the onset, you don't want no woman taking care of you. Any man that wants a woman to take care of him, you're not a man. You're a boy. You're a baby boy. You like Jody and your wife, your girlfriend named Yvette. You baby boy. You're a boy man. You're not a man. You're a boy man if you're looking for a woman to take care of you. So it occupation. And both that man and woman needs to, whatever they do, you need to work together on the purpose that God gave you, brother. And hopefully the woman should buy into it. Or religion. That is very important and that vital. If a man or woman is a Christian, and that man and woman trying to make the relationship work with someone that's a Muslim, if that man and woman is a Christian and that person is a Catholic, if that man and woman is a Christian and that person is a Baptist, I mean, we could go on and on and on and on. You have to be on one accord when it comes to religion relationship. Brother and sister, you're supposed to worship together. Brother, you're supposed to lead in the worship. If it's public worship, brother, you should be getting ready to go. Like the sister, case in point, when my wife and I, when it comes to worship service, she know I want to go, and she knows she wants to go. I don't have to tell her that. We worship together. We don't compromise. We don't go over here and we don't go over there. We worship together. And it's just like this. Like I always say, when you go to the theater, you go to see one movie. Even though it got different screens, you're going to see one movie. You can understand that, right? If you're going on a cruise, you get on a ship together. One is not going to France and one going to Australia. You getting on the same ship, you're going to the same destination. If you go to a restaurant, one is not going to Ruth Chris and one going to one of these other eating places. You go together. But when it comes to religion, this seems like when a lot of men and women, they want to compromise. No, it's not no compromising. You're supposed to be on one accord. Even God made a statement, and we talk about being unequally yoked. God told the Israelites, don't deal with those people from no other nation. Why did God say that? Because he knew if the Israelite deal with people of another nation or nationality, he knew that they belief were totally different. And he knew if the Israelites got involved with other countries, they was going to compromise. And once they compromised, the other nation, it was going to take their hearts away from God. And it always worked, because I always say this. When you look at the thing about Samson, Samson ran after all these women, Philistine. They believe in different gods. When he trying to plead Delilah and stuff, we know what happened to Samson. He got a free haircut, right? And then King Solomon. I always use this about King Solomon. How you doing, cousin Connie? Welcome to the dinner table. And when I talk about King Solomon had what? 1,000 women. And I'm not exaggerating. 700 of them were his wife. King Solomon running after different women. And once he run after different women, they stole his heart away from God. So, brother and sister, if you get in a relationship with a man or woman that does not believe what you believe, you're going to compromise. And when you compromise, they're gonna steal your heart away from God. And you talking about getting P.O. That P.O. the Lord. The Lord does not play. What did the Lord say? The Lord said, I'm a jealous God. So you want to provoke the Lord? We in different stories in the Bible when you want to go worship the other God, ain't but one, and God let it go down. God just started eating the popcorn and enjoying the show. To see just how far you're gonna go. Now we're gonna move to the other part. We have hit F for family, O for occupation, R for religion, money. What does the M stand for? Money. Money is important, my brothers and sisters. Money is important. What do I mean by money is important? Don't you know, my brothers and sisters, some people think that most people get a divorce based on adultery. No, people live together when it comes from through adultery. They just put up with it. They become roommates, or one of them accept the reality that somebody's seeing somebody, or both of them seeing somebody, but they stay in the house. A lot of people stay together. But when it comes to money, a lot of people get divorced because of money. Check it out. Most of the time, people, then they use this thing in the United States that is irreconcilable differences. I think that's what it is. But a lot of time, if you mess with the money, a lot of that make people go crazy. That really make people go crazy. Then S, the sex. Okay, we have covered the FORM recap. F is for family. Make sure that's cool. O is for occupation. Make sure that's together. R for religion. Walk together. M is for money. Make sure you know where the money going. Make sure you got a clear understanding about money. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this, my brother, and let me tell you this, my sister. This just a little, how shall I say it? This is sub category. When you marry someone, my brother and sister, this just a sub. This, I'm going off script a little bit, but check this out. When you about to get married to someone, make sure that credit is okay. You need to know about that person's credit. It's very important. Make sure you find out whether that person got a criminal background. Do a criminal background check on him. So make sure that credit, check out that credit. Because once you get married, you more than likely going to get that debt. If your spouse went to college and stuff, right? Your spouse went to college, and then you're doing your return, and you think you're finna get a return back, and the government don't see you no money, you think you're going to get some money, then you find out that the government keeping that money because your wife or your husband didn't tell you that they owe a student loan. Student loan don't go nowhere. Student loan don't go nowhere until you die. Taxes and student loan doesn't go nowhere, especially in the United States of America. So make sure that credit and that criminal record, you need to know. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And I mean, you need to know. Now, moving back right along, the next letter is S6. You need to talk about sex. You need to talk about sex. How you doing, Sister Bank? Why do I say you need to talk about sex? Most married people had sex before they got married. Sister Flo says 780. And Sister Banks said, hey, friend, I don't agree about the woman is supposed to help pay bills. Okay, sister, you don't agree with it. But thank you for your thoughts. Let me see what it is. She said, I grew up in a household where my daddy paid all the bills and my mother take care of the kids. Now, I do agree with you. If he gets where he can't work, then I will pay the bills. Okay, I understand. Okay, let me tell you. Okay. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that, sister. But anyway, when it comes to sex, my brother and sister, let me tell you about this. Talk to that person. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Cole, for saying that. Another thing with that credit and criminal record, make sure you know about their health. Make sure you know about that health. You want to know, is that person coming into the marriage with health problems? You need to know whether you can handle the health problems. Don't hide. You have to be direct, my brothers and sisters. Be direct. So you won't walk into something and you get blindsided. Then you want to turn around and get a divorce. Now, let me get back to the sex. Brother and sister, like I said, most people, most men and women had sex with their spouse before they got married. Most of them had sex when they got married. So most of the people that you're going to meet, brothers and sisters, especially when you get up in age, more than likely that person have been married, divorced, a widow, have children. So more than likely it's some sex that took place before she met you, brother, or sister, you met him. Talk about it. Don't guess about it. I'm not saying do it, but the reality is a lot of you do it. And we know that God wants us to not have sex before we get married. That's clear. We know it. But a lot of us rebel against it. A lot of us go ahead and do it. And then we get married. There are some people, but my recommendation, my brother and sister, do it God's way. God's way is the best way. And don't shack. Don't move in. I failed when I tried to do the shacking thing. I failed. Even though I got married after the shacking, I failed. So this time when I got married, when I talked to Cinderella, those of you that might not know my wife's name is Tequessa, but a lot of people mess up her name. So I just said Cinderella. So you all can remember that, right? When Cinderella and I met, we decided we weren't going to move together. We decided we were going to get married. And then we moved together. But back to the sex part. Discuss sex. There's nothing wrong with discussing sex. Some people think that sex is a taboo. Discuss it because it's very important. Brother, when you talk to her about sex, don't talk to her in a way whereas you trying to get on her back. You talk to her to see what she think about it, because some women, you don't know what their background been. Some women, they could have been abused or something. You don't know what went on in that woman's life. You don't know. And the same thing, sister, this man could have got abused. So some people have hang-ups when it comes to sex. Discuss that. So in essence, my brother and sister, remember when you talk to someone, remember that it's very easy to remember. It's called forms. F-O-R-M-S. F-O-R-M-S. Family, occupation, religion, money, sex. That normally covers a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to a relationship, right? Now, question, who is living with you in your home? Conflict. Conflict, constant conflict. Remember I said that in Amos 3:3, Amos 3:3, in the Old Testament said, can two walk together except they be in agree? If you unequally yoke, my brothers, if you unequally yoke, my sister, you are not going to walk together. Those of you brothers and sisters are Christian. You try to make a relationship work with a person that is a non-Christian. You're going to have conflict with a Christian, but it's going to be worse for you if you try to make a relationship work with a person that non-Christian. Sister, even though this man is nice, even though your family and your friend like this man and stuff, even though this man may help you out every now and then, and the same thing, brother, even though this woman, she's nice, she's kind, she get along with your mama and all this stuff, just because they nice, brothers and sisters, that doesn't mean you marry them. You don't get in no committed relationship with them, because what you're thinking, brother, and what you're thinking, sister, is that you think because you're a Christian, you're going to convert that person. That's what you think, don't you, brother and sister? Guess what? I thought that. But what I had to realize is a woman, she has a free will like I have a free will. Sister Teresa said, my dog Elmo live with me. All right, Teresa, Elmo the dog. Okay, but I'm gonna answer that question. Elmo, how Elmo doing, Teresa? But anyway, my brother and sister, you got to understand this conflict. You're going to have conflict. The conflict comes on what you believe. It's the deep root. One of you believe in God, Son, Jesus Christ. Okay? You believe in Jesus, yet man or woman that you in said they believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Jesus. They know about him, but they don't know him. You see, if you're a Christian, my brother and sister, that means that you have a relationship with God through Jesus. If these other people, if they're not a Christian like you, they don't have no relationship about Jesus. They know about him. They don't have a relationship with him. And I always say this. I know about Barack Obama, but I don't know him. While I don't know him, I never met the man. I never talked to him. I never spent time around him. So therefore, I don't know him. I know about him. And that's why some of you brothers and sisters that be involved with these people that don't have a relationship with God, they know about Jesus. Yes, they know about Jesus. That's the most popular name here on earth, Jesus, the Son of God. Just because, even guess what? The devils believe in Jesus and they shake up. The Bible said the devils believe in him. So if the devil believe in Jesus, why not his son, the devil's son, the daughter? You know, they got a different thing, going on. Don't do it. You're going to have conflict. What you believe going to go into other factors in your life. What you believe, spiritual, what you believe going to have conflict. Some of you brothers and sisters right now that I have consultation with, basically, I have heard a whole bunch of things when it comes to relationship, when it comes to men and women, due to I do consultations, right? So it doesn't surprise me. The conflict start on what you believe. The conflict start on how you met. Did you meet that man or woman when he or she was in a relationship with someone else? Answer that. How did the relationship start? One, does that man and woman have a relationship with God? Two, what type of relationship that person was in when you met him or her? Was that man or was that woman married when you met them? Brother, did you know that woman was married to that man? Sister, did you know that man was married to that woman? Brother, did you know that woman was living with a man? Sister, did you know whether that man was living with a woman? You knew it. You had full knowledge of that person living with someone else. Call itself in a relationship where they were married or quote unquote girlfriend or boyfriend. What make you think that you're going to be an exception to the rule? What make you think you're going to be an exception to the rule? So you think if that person was in a relationship with someone else, so you think that person's going to be faithful to you, right? You think that you all have an honest relationship, right? You really think you have an honest relationship. You do not have an honest relationship if that man or woman was in a relationship with someone else. You don't have no honest. You have a dishonest relationship, and plus you were partaking in that kind of behavior. That's why a lot of you brothers and a lot of you sisters, you're crying right now. Some of you brothers, you saying that she doing you wrong. She taking your money. She doing stuff with your money. You don't like that. Some of you sisters, you worry about that man spending money on other women. You didn't have no problem when he was spending money on you. Some of you brothers, your woman, she don't want to be physically intimate with you. But she was real physically intimate with you when you had a wife or a girlfriend, right? But now, since you and her together, she done left that man, her boyfriend or her husband, y'all together. Now she like the Sahara Desert. She not like Niagara Falls. She like the Sahara Desert. She done dried up on you, right? She don't want you to touch it. She got headaches, right? You know why? Because you made a conscious decision, brother. You made a conscious decision, sister, to get in a relationship with someone. Now you got conflict. You got conflict because you, brother, and you, sister, you thought that you could change the other person. You thought that because you was a Christian, you thought you were playing God on the side. You thought you were God, didn't you? You see, the thing about God, God don't make us do anything. God gave us a free will. So if God gave every man and every woman a free will, what make you think that you going to mold or remodel that man or woman? You can't do it because that man or woman got a free will. And let me tell you something else. If you Christian brother or you Christian sister decide to get married to a man or a woman that is not following God's son, Jesus Christ, let me tell you what's going to happen. How you doing, Brother Lee? Welcome to the dinner table. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have heartaches. You're going to have headaches. You might end up on depression medication. You may lose weight. You may lose your job. You may go to the popo high. The police come to your house. The neighbor know you all are like Natalie Cole say. You all remember that song what Natalie Cole had out years ago? I'm catching hell. That's what a lot of you brothers and sisters, and hell is not a cussing word. So some of you brothers and sisters say, oh, Tony, oh, he cussing. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing. I'm just telling you, you're going to experience hell with that woman, that contentious woman. Or sister, you're going to catch hell with that narcissist man. Because you have conflict, you're going to continue to have conflict. And then when you see a little glimmer of hope, you might catch that man or woman on a good day. And you think it's going to change. It's not going to change. The only way, let me tell you, some of you sisters, something. This is what a lot of you sisters think. You think that he's going to change. Men do not change for you, women. They don't change for you. So get that out of your head. A man does not change for you. A man changes for his own benefit. He don't change for you. He sees something beneficial. Some men leave you, sister. Some of you sisters, you got your own home and everything, right? You got your own home, and that man come and go when he get ready. He come and go when he get ready. And you like, when you all seen that movie called Grease, you all remember that song, that movie called Grease, Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. There was a scene in there where Olivia Newton-John, she sung a song, Hopelessly Devoted to You. And that's how some of you brothers and sisters going to be. You're going to be hopelessly devoted to a zero. He or she doesn't bring nothing into the table. He or she got everything on you. And they using you till they use you up. You're going to constantly have conflict because this is where we're going with this. You know why you're going to constantly have conflict? Remember what the question I asked you. Question, who is living in your home with you and your mate? Let me tell you, it's bigger and deeper than some of you brothers and sisters may realize. Who living in your home with you? Let's say you don't have no children, or let's say you do have children. But my question is, who living in your home with you? Remember this scripture that I read to you all, brother. I said in 1 Corinthians 14:33. 1 Corinthians 14:23. 1 Corinthians 14:23, it said, for God is not a God of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of saints. Now look at the first part I say. It say, God is not a God of confusion. Now, if God is not a God of confusion, and you have conflict in your home, who's in your home? It's something that you can't see. And what is it you can't see? If you are a Christian, God got angels assigned to you. If you're a Christian, God got angels assigned to you. If you're not a Christian, guess who's following along? It's either Satan himself or some of those who Satan employ. So let me tell you what's going on in your home, what you can't see. It's a thing called a spirit world. The spirit world is realer than this physical world. This physical world, my brother and sister, is temporary. The spiritual world is eternal. The spiritual world controls the physical world. That's what you brothers and sisters must realize. The spiritual world controls the physical world. You brothers and sisters, you have to understand this. Listen to me carefully. It's a being called Satan, and then there's God. What does Satan want, and what does God want? God wants your soul. What does Satan want? Satan wants your soul. Who are who have dialect or dialogue with your mind? The Lord, he talks to you. Satan, he talks to you. But you see, God is in you, but Satan still could talk to you. Let me tell you why I say Satan could talk to you. You all remember this scene when Jesus was walking with his disciples to Jerusalem, right? And Jesus told his disciples, I got to go to Jerusalem and they're going to kill me. You know what Peter said to Jesus? Peter said, it's not going to happen, Lord. It's not going to happen. And you know what Jesus said to him? This is what Jesus said. Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan. You say the things, you don't say the things of God. So was Jesus calling Peter Satan? No, he was not calling Peter Satan. He knew Jesus seen Satan there. Peter them didn't see him. Jesus seen him. That's why when Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan, some people think that Satan had got in Peter. He didn't get in Peter. He was there walking with Jesus. Satan was walking with Jesus and the disciples. Jesus knew it. So that's why Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan. Jesus seen him. Peter didn't see him. And I'm going to tell you another thing what Satan popped up and they didn't see him. You remember the Last Supper, right? At the Last Supper, Jesus and the 12 was there, right? Wrong. It was somebody else there too. Guess who else was at the Last Supper? Someone that Leonardo da Vinci didn't paint on that Last Supper. By the way, that picture that you all see with the Last Supper with a man that's supposed to look like Jesus and it has 6 men to the right, the right and 6 men to the left. That's not how Jesus and the disciples look. As a matter of fact, they weren't sitting at a table like that. You see, during that time, if you look at history, poor people, they didn't sit at no high table. That was for those rich people. The other people, the table was low to the ground or they didn't have no table at all. So what they would do when they would eat, they would bend down and they would basically be on their elbows and eat. You understand? That's how they used to eat. So that picture, what y'all see, that's just a picture. It's not real. And let me tell you this. Remember, when Jesus was talking to his disciples, and Jesus said, one of you going to betray me. And all of them say, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. All of them were saying they ain't going to do it, right? And get what Jesus said. Jesus looked directly at Peter. And you know what he told Peter? He said, you going to deny me thrice before the cock crow. By the way, what does a cock crow mean? That means a rooster. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, brothers and sisters, that's the only rooster that have beat my wife up in the morning. That's the only rooster in this world that done beat my wife up early in the morning. Other rooster can't beat my wife get up real early, and she be all the way live. But anyway, back to the story. Jesus told Peter that the devil wants to swivel you like wheat. You know why Jesus said that? Because Satan was there at the dinner. They didn't see him. Jesus seen him. And you know what? When Jesus said Satan wanted to swivel you like wheat, guess what? He had to ask Jesus for permission to get the Peter. But remember what Jesus said? He said, I have prayed for you. And when you get converted, talk to your brothers. Jesus knew that Peter was going to fail. But Jesus would not let the devil bother Peter. Let me go back to the book of Job. You remember when Satan showed up in heaven and he told God said, where you been? He said, going to and fro up and down the earth. And then God said, have you considered my servant Job? What did Satan tell God? He said, the only reason he's serving you because you're doing this and that and you got a hedge around him. Head represent protection. So God gave him limitation. God said, don't kill him. So we know what Satan did to Job, right? But let's go back to Jesus and Peter. Satan wanted permission to get Peter, but Jesus wouldn't let him. But you see, Satan had his eye on somebody else. And who was that? Jesus said, one of you going to betray me. And they kept saying, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. And Jesus basically saying, I'm paraphrasing this, when I dip this biscuit in this sauce, When I dip the biscuit in the salt, and whoever I get his biscuit to, he's the one that's going to betray me. So what did Jesus do? He got that piece of bread and he dipped it in some sauce. Then he gave it to Judas. When he gave that to Judas, get what the Bible said? Satan entered into him and he got up and left. You see, the disciple thought that he was going to go do something with the money because, see, Judas had the money. You know what the Bible says about the love of money? It said that the love of money is the root of all evil. He sold Jesus out for 30 pieces. Delilah sold Samson out for money. But the thing is, Satan was there. So why am I telling you about Satan? The reason why I'm telling you about Satan, brothers and sisters, is because, remember the question that I asked you, who's living in your home with you and your mate? If it's conflict there, you got a demon or demons there. I hate to, I'm not trying to scare you. This is not no Freddy Krueger movie. This is not no Jason movie. This ain't none of these horror movies. This is some real stuff. It's either Satan. If Satan not there, one of his demonic friends there. You see, Satan can't be at all places at one time. Like if Satan, for example, if Satan is here in my place, he can't be at your place. Now, one of his angels could be the ex-angel, one of the demons could be here, but he can't be. Only God could be at different places at one time. Satan can't do it. So if you have not had a personal meet up with Satan, you were dealing with one of his demonic friends, one of the angels that is a third of the heavenly host. When Satan got kicked out of heaven, it was a third of the angels that got kicked out with him. So demons, and they're not demons that you look at when you go to the scary movies. When you scared, they don't look like that. They are ex-angels. The devil don't walk around with a pitfall. Some people think the devil wear a red suit and a pitfall. He doesn't. He was one of the most beautiful creations that God made. Satan always going to approach you, brother and sister, as the angel of light. Some of you brothers, remember I say conflict. Who's living in your heart? It's either going to be God or the devil, the evil one. And let me tell you what's going on around you, what you don't see. If you are a Christian and you got peace in your home, guess who's in your home with you? Jesus is living in your body, brother. Jesus is living in your body, sister. And guess who else there? You have guests. You have angels there. You can't see them. So you have the Spirit of God in you, the Holy Spirit, and you have angels encamped around you. While you looking at CNN, they might be sitting on the sofa right by you and you don't know it. When you brushing your teeth, they might be standing in there looking at you. You don't know it. When you sleeping in your bed at night, some of you brothers and sisters, if you're single, you're never alone if you're a Christian. You have God in you and you have angels there. I'm not trying to scare you, but you have angels. And guess who else you have going on? You have demons that trying to get to you. But they can't get to you because God have that protection there. Demons be around you too, but they can't get close to you. Not if God have his angels around you, they can't do it. But they there. They there. They don't go nowhere. They there. So who's living in your home with you? If you have confusion, my brothers, if you have confusion, my sister, you have a evil spirit in your home, or you have evil spirits, plural. Or worse than that, if you married to an unbeliever, you have an evil spirit husband, or you have an evil spirit wife, or you have a wife or husband that got several evil spirits in them. And you think you're dealing with a plain man or a plain woman. No, ma'am, no, sir. Because if a man or woman, you're going to have one of the spirits in you. You're going to either have the spirit of Christ in you, or you're going to have the spirit of the adversary in you. You're not going to walk around here with no spirit in you. You got a soul, but you're going to have a spirit that's going to influence you. So some of you brothers, that woman that you're dealing with, you think you're dealing with her, right? That rebellious, talk back woman that tell you the kiss where the sun don't shine. You think she talking? Those spirit or spirit telling her, and she just saying what they put in her mind. Some of you sisters that dealing with that uncircumcised man in the spirit, you talking to him and he called you everything. He called you the female version of a dog. And you think it coming directly from him, so you crying, hoo, he called me the female version of a dog. He called me that garden too, hoo. No, it's the spirit of the adversary that influenced that man, that no good man, to call you those names. You made your bed, brothers. You made your bread, sister, so guess what? You got to live with it. You know why I know? Because I had to live with it at one time. I know what I'm talking about. I didn't know then, but I sure know now. So let me tell you what I did. Brothers, listen to this. If you want a relationship with a woman, don't date a woman just to get her on her back. That's not the object. That's for worldly men to get the woman on her back. That's not you. You desire a woman for who she is and what she's going to bring into what she's going to bring to the dinner table. 100%. You want a spiritual woman. You want a virtuous woman. You want a Proverbs 31 woman. That's what you want, brother. A Proverbs 31 woman. Sister, what type of man do you want? You want a man that's like Boaz. You want a man that have his stuff together. So when he step up to you, he say, look, what can I do for you? I like you. Do you want to roll with me? Do you want to roll with me? That's what I told Cinderella. You want to roll with me? Let me tell you all something when I met Cinderella. When we first went out to eat, right? I wanted to see, she had already told me that she had already called me and told me that she want to follow me. Some of you on the book, you know about this story. Some of you that's on the tube, you don't know about this. But my wife called me one day and she told me she want to follow me. That was my prayer to God. I told God I want a woman to follow in perfect me. As I follow your son, Jesus, I would like for the woman to follow me. And Cinderella, after I went through a series of women, she the only woman that came to me and she said, look, over the phone, she said, I want to follow you. And when she said, I want to follow you, I knew right then that's the prayer that I had prayed to God, but I did not meet her until about 5 years when I said that prayer. 5 years went by and I was about to settle again. And when I was about to settle again, it was going to be doom again. But I'm glad God helped me back. He helped me back so I wouldn't get in no unequally yoked relationship with that woman. I was about to settle. I was about to do what Samson did, but I ain't got no hair, so she wasn't going to cut my hair. I was about to do like Solomon. I'm not rich like Solomon. I didn't have all the wealth like Solomon, but I was about to do like Solomon. You understand? But God helped me back. So I would not make that foolish mistake. How you doing, brother KC? Welcome to the dinner table. He helped me back so I wouldn't be a fool. Like CeeLo say, a fool for life. I wasn't going to do the CeeLo. CeeLo said, a fool for life. I wasn't going to do the CeeLo. Okay? So God helped me back. And when God helped me back, and Cinderella, when I picked Cinderella up and we went out to eat, I wanted to see, did she have a little humor, right? So I opened the door for her and she got out. Did you all used to see that show called The Monkeys that used to come on Saturday morning? You know, it would be 5 guys, they're the monkey. In the intro part, they be walking together on the beach and they be crossing over each other's legs. Do you all remember that scene on The Monkeys? On the preview, do you all remember that? Yeah, cousin Connie said, you're rich in many forms. That's another topic. It's not all monetary. Be rich in my brother. Oh, yes, sister. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Cole. But anyway, I told somebody, I said, let's walk in the restaurant. We're going to do like the monkeys do. Teresa, hey, I said, you know how, you know when on the beginning of the monkey said, here we come, walking down the street. You all remember that. Hey, hey, with a monkey. You all remember that. But she did that little silly walk with me. And I knew, I said, wow, I have a woman that believes in God. And I have a woman that that got a little comedy in her. I said, man. And not only that, my brother and sister, you know what really got it too? At that particular time, I used to love the New England Patriots. That's when Tom was there. Sister Connie, no. I mean, cousin Connie, no. I used to love the New England Patriots. And when Tom went to Tampa, I went with Tom. So anyway, back to the Patriots, I asked Cinderella, I say, hey, what team do you like? She said, I like the New England Patriots. I said, you like the New England Patriots? She said, yeah. Do you like the New England Patriots? I said, yeah. We're gonna get married because you believe in God. You know how to do the monkey walk, and now you believe in the New England Patriots. You love Tom Brady. I love me some Tom Brady. I said, I got to put the ring on her, and I'm not going to put that shut up ring on my wife. I said, I got to put the real thing on her. Some of you sisters, I have said it before, don't let these men put no shut up ring on you. You know those engagement ring to shut your mouth up? That's the shut up ring. If you don't know what the shut up ring is, some of you sisters, let me tell you, it's when these guys been living with you, ain't no marry you. They ain't no marry you because you've been giving them all of it for free. They don't, you got this man living on a farm with your sister in your house, you playing house, and why buy the cow when you could get the milk free? I'm not calling some of you sisters a cow, but why buy the cow when you could get the milk free? No, the cow is at your house. He don't have to go to Kroger to get no gallon of milk when he got it at your house. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk free? So he milking you. He milking you. Ain't he, sister? He milking you. He milking you. He milking you. And when he milk you, guess what? You get pissed off. You get pissed off, and he go marry somebody else. And you think he just met that woman, right? It could be true. He could have went anywhere, and he met the woman. He met this woman, and he was just using you all the while. You were giving him all your goodies, weren't you? Goody. You were giving him all your goodies, right? And now you want to tell your mama, you want to tell your girlfriends, you want to come on, you want to go to social media, and you want to tell everybody how bad this man treats you, right? You're a victim, right? You're a victim. Did you call the police and have them to write up a report that you were playing the part of a wife, you were cooking, you were doing his clothes, you were paying his bills and your bill, you were paying the house note, you were doing everything, and you want to blast him on social media, and we know who we talking about. Don't we know some of you all? You know how you get on social media and you throw shades at some of these guys. But the question was, were you married to him? No, you weren't married to him. So if you weren't married to him, why you want to entertain us? Yes, some of you do be entertaining me because I throw a bag of popcorn in the microwave. I throw a bag of popcorn in the microwave, and I enjoy the show. Hello, Brother Noah. I enjoy the show. Looking at some of you sisters putting your laundry out for everybody. And then some of you brothers, you always talking about how a woman use you. She ran your credit card up. She go on all those girl trips. And when she go on all those girl trips, when you call her, she won't answer the phone. I hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. When you text her, she don't do it. She went to Jamaica, didn't she? You know that trip when your wife went to Jamaica, brother, and she didn't pick up that phone or nothing. And then when she does, she be whispering, "Did you call me? Did you call me?" You think she went to Jamaica with her girlfriend, don't you? She probably did. But they doing some dirt down there in Jamaica. Oh, that's right. Your wife named Stella, right? Your wife named Stella. So she went to Jamaica, right? She went to Jamaica to get her groove on, didn't she? Winston, with Winston, right? Who living with you, brother? Who living with you, sister? The most important relationship that you need to make sure is on point, brother and sister. Listen to me carefully. No jokes, no chasers. Make sure that your relationship is on point with Jesus. That's the most important relationship that needs to be on point. Make sure that your relationship with Jesus first, brothers. Make sure that your relationship is good with Jesus, sister and brothers. That's the only, that's the only relationship that's going to work. It's better to have a relationship with God's son Jesus than a man or a woman. You want to get to heaven, right? Heaven is not here on earth. If you're a Christian, you are a pilgrim. And I'm not talking about you're not on the Mayflower. You are a pilgrim. What is a pilgrim? A stranger in a strange land. That's what you are. You belong to God. Your citizenship, brother and sister, is up in heaven. You're in this world, but you're not of this world. You're in this world, but guess what? You're just passing through. So is heaven not your home? What are you going to do? Because I can't feel at home on this earth anymore. So brother and sister, make sure that that man and woman have a relationship with God. If you have one, if not, they're going to distract you and you're going to compromise and they're going to steal your heart from God. You don't have the wisdom Solomon had, brother and sister. If Solomon got hoodwinked, you got hoodwinked. You will definitely get hoodwinked quicker than Solomon, brothers and sisters. Remember, in your home, remember, 1 Corinthians 14:33. 1 Corinthians 14:33. 1 Corinthians 14:33, it said, "For God is not the God of confusion, but of peace." Ask yourself the question, do I have peace in my home? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. Do I have peace in my home? Do I have peace with this man that I'm dating? Do I have peace with the woman that I'm dating? Do we have conflicts? If you have small conflict, you're going to have conflict when you get married. Don't fool yourself and think when you get married, it's going to cease. It's going to get worse. You just get a taste of the storm. And it's not a secret storm, but you get a taste of the storm. You get married to the wrong person, you're going to be in a storm. And you're going to be losing your mind. DM it. You're going to be losing your mind up in here, up in here. That's what you're going to be doing. I should have had a V8. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you got something out of this. Move forward from a bad relationship. You can do all bad by yourself. Brothers and sisters, there is hope. I'm talking back to you, single brother and sister. Leave those zeros alone. God have a woman for you, brother. He have a virtuous woman for you. Just do his will, know your purpose, utilize your gift, and God will call you to find the right woman. Sister, don't feel pressured. Don't feel like there are no good men out there. There are a few good men in the United States Navy. Marine did not come up with this. There are a few good men, meaning righteous men, not perfect men, but righteous men. God will cause the right man to find you. So stay off your back. You don't have to give up the goodies or the candy apple to get a man. any man that wants you to give up the candy apple, sister, and you all know what I'm talking about, that man is not for you. Brother, if any woman wants you to go in your pocket like you're an ATM machine, that's not the woman for you. A man or woman that's for you is a spiritual man and a spiritual woman that got one goal, and that one goal is to bring the laws to Jesus based on your life, based on how you talk, based on your walk. Your main purpose of a man and woman is to live and let the Lord shine his light through you. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you enjoyed the meal tonight. I hope that you did. Guess what? Got other food? We got a whole bunch of food left over. Go ahead and get some of these little doggy bags. I got some plates. Go ahead and get your plate and take it how much you want. Share. You people that's on the book, share and like. Those of you on the tube, I want you, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. So when it's dinner time, I'm going to ring and you are welcome here. You guests, thank you for coming. Come again. I love you, brothers, and I love you, sister. And guess what? I'm out. Peace out. Peace.